Hey guys, this is Miguel with In Plain Sight Security and Readiness, making a video for all those, guess you say, new preppers, survivalists, whatnot out there. I've been getting a lot of subscribers to my channel, and I get a lot of people saying that they're still new to the whole prepping and survivalism and whatnot. So thought I'd make a video about that topic. And the topic is going to be, I came up with the title myself, is the evolution of the prepper. Now, and I'm going to tell you right now, with talking with other people who are into the same thing, almost everyone starts off the same way, starts off with a reason, a why they prep, and for who, and stuff like that. And, you start off bare, you pretty much start off with whatever you got in your pantry, a couple water bottles, you may have a pocket knife that you had that you never used, but you look at now in a totally new way. You start assessing what you have, that's the first thing you do. And, you realize you really don't have a lot. So, you start doing your research. And, you eventually make your first bug out bag. So that's like the thing, the first thing to do. And what you hear about the most is, the bug out bag, the 72-hour bag. And so that's what you do. You try to make a bag. And, you make the bag with what you got. You put in there your water bottles. You try to put a machete in there. You try to put like some kind of tent. You put your first aid kit in there. You put clothes in there. You put canned foods or some kind of food in there. And the first mistake you make is you put the bag on. You start walking around with the bag, and you're like, "Holy moly, this bag is heavy as hell." And then you get discouraged, And you try to, start thinking about, man, do I need this? Do I need that? But I really do need this. I really do need that. I need this many of that, So it all starts off with that bag, and it kind of evolves from that bag because, depending on what, you're preparing for, it'll determine on, what you're going to have in your bag and where you live and whatnot. But it all bases around the elements of survival, There's always like a fire starter, a knife, some kind of water, food, and a shelter, But as you learn more, you start to develop skills. Also, the skills, once you develop skills, you start realizing that maybe I really don't need this. Maybe I really don't need that, You start buying new gear. And some of the gear you buy, it has multiple functions, For example, like a Leatherman. When you first made your bug out bag, you maybe had all these tools and stuff like that. You thought it'd be a good idea, And then next you bought yourself a Leatherman, and then next you don't have to have all those tools now, because on most multi-tools or Leatherman, they have the Phillips, and they got the flathead screwdriver accessories, and they got pliers and wire cutters, you name it. Leatherman and Gerber, and there's so many different manufacturer companies that manufacture the multi-tool. You start doing that. Instead of carrying the water bottles, you start carrying the stainless steel canteen, or a certain water purification item. Like, first, almost everyone gets a Life Straw because it's cheap, it's real easy, it's light, it's dummy proof, and then you advance to other stuff, like either a Berkey water filter, even though you can't bring it with you. But I'm just spouting out how eventually you evolve. You start learning about gear, and then you start learning about water purification, what you really need. Then you start game planning. You work on your skills, and you work on the game plan and stuff like that. Do I really need to carry this gallon of water, and on top of this water purification like thing, and then canteens and stuff like that. And eventually you just get to a point where you might carry, because you're so comfortable with your skills, you might just carry, like some kind of pot or some kind of canteen cup or something like that, and maybe water purification tablets or, bleach of some sort. Instead of carrying like 5 different things to purify water, you carry like 1 or 2, because you're just so confident in your skills, your environment, there's no need to carry all that stuff. And again, I'm kind of talking about in between like home and bug out bag, but I'm just mostly about the bug out bag, because really that's where it all starts. I think for most people it starts with the bag, because we're all worried about to and from home, and from work and home and being somewhere and home. That bag, it's a key essential to any survivalist game plan. So again, different type of fire starters, the waterproof matches, the ferro rods, you name it. There's so many, and then there's other things that involve, you learn about EDC, everyday carry. And then you go from just using yourself as the everyday carry. Like, me personally, I carry a weapon, I carry a knife, I carry a ferro rod, a little flashlight, I got my bracelet for cordage. On my bracelet, supposedly this is like a little ferro rod thing. It works a little bit, but it's not, I wouldn't depend on that to start a fire. Me, I just, if I don't have the ferro rod, I have like a lighter. Usually I just carry the lighter. Most of the time, I'll be honest, I cheat. I carry the lighter. So, you get into EDC, everyday carry. And, that's part of your everyday survivalist gear, and then you have a bag for the other stuff you wouldn't normally carry on you. Some people have the bag in their car. Like me, I carry a bag in my car, and I have a pry bar in it. I have like extra socks, maybe some clothes, stuff to purify water. A whole bunch of little stuff to pretty much get me home. That's what I got. But so, you get to become a guru at the bag, and your bag is always changing. Me, I'm constantly changing the gear in my bag, because I'm doing different stuff. I'm perfecting more skills. The experience I have, my game plan, is just constantly evolving. So I'm needing less, and I know my area more, and I know the situation, what situation I'm preparing for, what I'm going to do during it. So I don't need as much. And it's all about you evolving as a survivalist. And the same thing with home. You know what I mean? You start off, buying a couple extra food, non-perishable foods and cans, and then eventually, you graduate into, using the Mylar bags and the food saver stuff. And then from that, you'll start vegetable gardening, and then that's at a whole new level. You can go from like just regular organic, or, planting vegetables in, compost or in pots, and then from there evolving into aquaponics and hydroponics. It could, I've seen rigs where people pretty much have their gardens and everything set up in PVC pipes, and they're getting the water through aquaponics, where they have like the tilapia on the bottom, and they got the water pumps. The water pumps are solar power. It'll evolve into that, and then, you start stockpiling. I've seen people that have like special pantries just for the food, and then, you start learning more about food, like the freeze-dried food. You can buy cans of freeze-dried meat, vegetables, you name it. You got the Wise Company out there that sells the buckets, of dehydrated foods. All you got to do is add water. You start getting into that. Your gear, you start stockpiling weapons, you start stockpiling ammunition, and then you get into even further, evolve even more, because you'll get to the point where you'll start getting to be around people who are like-minded, and then you'll have communities. You have other people that do this stuff, other people you communicate with. You may build a team, or a group that you become a part of. And then you all have your own mission where, this person, they're getting weapons and they're doing this for food. You got this other person where, they're all about jarring their stuff. They got a pantry underground. They got, everything's jarred up, and then you got other stuff in Mylar bags. This person's, stocking up on first aid, and he's went to EMT school, or maybe they're a doctor, and then they're getting all these prescription drugs and stuff like that, stockpiling that. I mean, it's constantly evolving, and you will evolve. You'll go from like this one person who thought a bug out bag was super complicated to like pretty much every day you prep. You're thinking about prepping every day. You're thinking about new ways. You're reading new articles about stuff, and it doesn't necessarily mean prepping. It's just stuff about the environment, new, organic herbs that help the healing process, scientific stuff like that, articles on self-defense, articles on weapons, and eventually, you'll be like, I can't say you become the prepper survivalist guru, because you're always learning, but you'll get to the point where you become very confident in your abilities, and you'll be able to go about your daily, routine with no problem. So, so for all you guys who are, pretty much new to the whole survivalism prepping, just know it's not a sprint. It's more of a marathon. It's just more of an everyday thing, and I'm telling you, every day you're going to get better, and you're going to become the survivalist you want to be. So. But it all depends on you. So, all right, guys. So, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead, if you did, subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button. Leave me some feedback. Let me know how you felt about the video. And also, as always, stay humble, or actually be humble. Stay alert, and always be ready. Till next time.